Hey everybody! I felt the need to vlog this experience, but today I was part of the audience for Jimmy Kimmel Live. It was 100% free. It only cost me my time. And normally that wouldn't be something that interested me, but when you're living in Los Angeles and you have nowhere to be and you don't know anyone and you haven't started your job yet, you have a lot of time. So instead of staying in the house for like the second day in the row, I thought I would get out and about and not do something as touristy as I possibly could, slash do something that was just weird and something you can't do anywhere else, and I ended up finding a way to get into the audience. So how that even works is you go online, you Google how to be in the Jimmy Kimmel Live audience in Hollywood, California, and it brings you to a site. I think it's called One Iota or something like that. I don't know. But you pretty much just pick the day you want to go, and you give your information, like your age, your gender, your eye color, your weight, your height, all those things. You do have to look attractive, I guess. And then they tell you that you're on the wait list, and essentially they give out tickets to fill capacity because that audience has to be full, and it's 200 people. So I did that like last night in the middle of the night, and I got an email at about 12 today that the tickets were available for me and I could claim them, and you can claim up to 2, but I just went as me, so 1. So I go there, and I had to get there as early, like, they let you in at 2:15, they seat you at like 3:30, you go through, like, you kind of learn how to be an audience up until 4, and then they start actually filming the show live at 5. Live is because, like, they film it the same day it goes out, but not at the time you're watching it. And today our guests were Kate Winslet and, I forget the guy's name, but his last name is Dreyfuss, and he was in Jaws and Mr. Holland's Umpus, and he was actually the most captivating guest for me to watch. But anyway, so you go to Hollywood Boulevard, and it's right there, right across the street from the Hard Rock Cafe and next to the Disney Theater, and you just wait, because there are priority ticket people who I guess paid money or have some sort of thing where they get guaranteed spots, and then you, as general admission, just wait to see if you can fill a seat. There's no guarantees with that. However, it's Monday and there was no musical guest or anything, so they just let everybody in. So you go in and you sit down, and they choose where you sit. So where you are in line doesn't really matter. So I was sat right next to the band, and I was sat next to a gentleman who was also dressed as well as I was, because you have to dress like nice dinner, like nice casual, I guess. Like, you can't just go in a t-shirt and jeans. Like, you can't have logos, and you have to like look presentable and nice. So I went in and I sat next to this stranger, and he introduced himself to me. We never learned each other's names though, and I asked him if he'd ever been in the audience ever before, and he was like, no, and I was like, me either. And I asked him what today was so special, and he was just like, I just needed something to do, and he's like, nice suit and stuff. So we were a team. We were trying to figure out what everything meant and how everything worked and all that, and we noticed that no one was seated next to us in the aisle seat. It was blank seat, him, me, and some Asian girl we never connected with. So then we learned the crowd warm-up guy, who also kind of guided us through when to start clapping and things like that, was like Jimmy Kimmel's best friend, and he's a comedian, and he sat next to us. So pretty much when you get in there, you're seated to look the best. So I was front row with this gentleman next to the band, so I know for sure I'm in this episode because they do a camera pan from like the band like that. So you'll see me on the screen. I'll be on the right hand side with my red hair, my big gaudy alligator necklace. But yeah, it was crazy. They kind of taught us to just be enthusiastic. We had the applause, we had the stop applause, just like they show in the cartoons and in the movies. And it's funny because, like, when you're watching the show at home, you're not nearly as engaged as you are with a group of people, but that is in general in any way. So it was super fun, and I was just hooting and hollering. I was trying to laugh extra loud because I have a loud laugh anyway. And I had a lot of fun. I mean, you're in an audience. It was free. It's just an experience to go try. And it was just so interesting. The set was so much smaller than it looks on TV, which is, like, I'm telling you, what you envision that set to look like, it's 2 times as small. And they, like, there's no desk there, there's no nothing. Like, there's a whole set, and you see where he's standing in the beginning of the show, like, at the commercial, they literally roll out a gray carpet, and then they put these 2 tiny chairs in this little tiny desk, and then they angle frame it to make it look bigger, and then they roll it away. And when the guests come out, like, you don't think that they're on. Like, when you watch them on the show, you see them more as people, but when they're in real life, like, they're just on. And I don't know if they rehearsed anything prior to the audience getting there or what was happening, but, like, Kate Winslet came out and she was on, and she knew her job, and she was Kate Winslet on the job. She was not Kate Winslet the person. And I think that's what's interesting about talk shows. They make you think you're looking at the actor as a person, but you're really just looking at them being on, and that was really interesting to learn and to see. So again, to go with that illusion, like, it is all just smoke and mirrors, it is all just Hollywood, and it was just really interesting to be a part of it. And I mean, I had a great time. I don't know if I would do this myself, like, by myself again, but I would absolutely bring somebody who was visiting here who wanted to go do that and, like, go through that whole thing again, like, with somebody. It was just something I wanted to experience. It seemed like something that you should do here at least once if you live here. So that's what I did, and I bought a little mug because I think it's funny and it's the talk show host thing to do, and it was also the cheapest thing in the gift shop. So I had a lovely time at Jimmy Kimmel, and it was a really weird thing to go do, and I was absolutely one of the youngest people in the audience, but it was fun. So that's what I did today.